always but. When you climax,
Oh god.
Oh.
I can't believe we're taking it to this level.
you barf in your mouth.
Yeah, I probably would.
I probably
All right,
would.
ladies, be warned. Brett may puke on you.
He's not getting this offer right now. This is a scenario.
No, this is based on things that will never happen, right?
All right,
Or-
let's do it right now.
What? Let's do it right now. When I was getting a physical to play football, I think
I've never been fondled.
the RN, which obviously they check you for a hernia. And before she did, she's like, "Everything okay with your balls?" And I was like, which I think she said because it was a 14-year-old kid, but
Well, see, here's the thing. I've always heard stories about that. Why is that so funny? It's the truth. They're
that's
checking for
so-
testicular cancer.
It's so funny.
no, she wasn't doing that. She was checking me for a hernia.
Well, they're checking you for both.
Well, probably.
'Cause they're looking for lumps, right?
No, because
They're like all.
you can't. When they check for a hernia, they just
Don't they grab it? Or?
no. Have
See,
you?
I've never
I
had it
told
done.
you. Garfield and Friends from Pickle
Aw.
Fanboys.
Now, which one?
The second one, not the
Yes.
first one.
This one.
Times a hill.
Yeah, I hate that one.
one.
There are two
It's
actual
two-
songs.
it's two of
Oh,
them.
The
well,
second
that's what they.
one-
That's he sent me a picture.
Ready,
Ready
Ready.
two,
to
party!
We're ready
to party.
We're ready.
Dun, dun,
I hope you bring lots of spaghetti.
dun, dun.
Come on in, come on down to Garfield and Friends. Come on in. It's time to party with Garfield,
Garfield
and
and
Friends. And then I think there's another
I love
verse.
how we all know that one.
I think there's another verse.
There is. There's a little bit more to it. I have a list of movie titles that were almost called something else. Star Wars Episode 6 was almost called Revenge of the Jedi. We know this, right?
Yep.
I mean, we're nerds. See, Alex might not have known that.
I was like, what are you talking about? It's not Revenge of the Jedi.
No,
it's
no, no.
Return. I was like, bitch, you ain't no nerd.
Head cheese.
Head cheese?
Mm-hmm.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Alex?
I have no idea.
Yep.
Yeah!
Why,
Nice.
Why head cheese?
Because I remember there's in the Texas Chainsaw, the remake in 01, they go into that rest stop
Mm-hmm.
and there's a pig's head
Yep.
in the display case, and head cheese is you boil
How
a
did you
pig's
make
head.
that freaking connection, Brett?
That is a photographic memory at
Oh
work.
my god.
What is the McGangbang?
McDonald's McGangbang. Simply order a McDouble and a McChicken. The McChicken sandwich is placed directly inside the juicy McDouble, buns and all. So if a normal McDouble doesn't quite fill you up, take the chance by combining a McChicken McDouble from McDonald's secret menu.
So then do you just order the two different pieces, or do you order
You say,
a
I want the
McGangbang?
surf and turf, and they'll give you the two.
And they'll give you the two and you put it together. I'm not into the fish thing, but I think I would do the McGangbang.
Yeah.
That does not sound fun at all. You know what, honey? Let's try a McGangbang.
Are you bringing that to the table, Alex? Are we
We
having
can
this
set it on the
discussion?
table and do it right here on the podcast. Try a McGangbang on the podcast.
Wow. Wow.
So Die Hard started a
I
trend.
hate Speed 2.
Why?
That's pretty
It's
bad.
horrible.
It's kind of like, it's more of a watch it because it's laughably bad.
Yes.
There are a few parts that I thought Sandra Bullock was pretty funny.
She's a great actress, but she sucks in that movie.
She cuts open the door with the chainsaw and she's like revving it. Can you guys get out?
If you back up with the saw,
What?
if you back up with the saw, we'll give it a try.
It's so bad.
It is very bad writing. It is very bad.
Bad.
But I always thought of it as more of an action type than a funny movie, and it turns out this, like, as an adult watching it, it's a terrible
It's
film.
horrible.
That was a great
That's great.
quote of by
Yeah.
you, John. I just got a Charlie horse in my thigh.
Oh shoot! You okay?
You were gonna fart or
Do
something.
you need something?
Hey, where's your Charlie
Just give me
horse?
time. It's on the bottom of this thigh.
Hey, you can do this. Put your foot out. Put your
I
foot
can't.
out. Do it.
No.
Put your
Oh shoot!
Ah! Put it out. Now flex your foot up, like your toes towards the ceiling. It looks like you're trying to take a shit.
What do you need to
Well, I
do?
don't want it to look like
What do you
that.
want to do?
I'm trying to put my foot over there. Help me. My my back's to the camera.
No, you're fine. You're fine. You're okay.
You're okay.
Ridiculous.
You're okay.
Let's do some
We're doing some freaking Christmas trivia.
What?
Are we ready?
Yeah, we're here.
We're here.
Welcome back to PTO Unlimited podcast. My name is Brett.
I'm Josh.
Alex.
This is episode 336. Is that accurate?
Yes, that's accurate.
After 2 weeks off.
Right. It's been some time. How was work?
I don't want to talk about it.
No. Is it getting crazy?
There's just a lot going on.
Oh, what's going on there? What did I do? What?
Josh is hitting buttons,
Josh
and now
is
we
hitting
can't see
buttons.
nothing.
I didn't know. I don't know. What, we're lucky we're still recording at
Pixel
least.
is upset, and he's leaving.
There, I meant to turn off.
Now
my
Snickers is upset because Pixel's
There
out
we
of
go.
the room.
Just
crazy Midwest storms going on lately. All of a sudden, spring woke up, and we.
Oh,
Just,
you want to start? You want to start with that?
Well, I mean, that's what's about to happen. I mean, in like a couple hours, or what is it? It is
It's-
tonight, right?
No. 8
tomorrow.
a.m. to 8 p.m. tomorrow is the next big one.
It's
But
during the
starting
day.
at 8 o'clock, there's chance for storms for like the next 12 hours.
Yeah.
Wow.
It says it'll start getting windy or something like that around like 1 a.m.
I
tonight.
haven't even gone to the grocery store.
Well, hopefully the grocery store is there tomorrow.
Right? Oh my gosh. How many tornadoes were called for last?
Honestly, I don't know how many were reported, but double digits.
Yeah, crazy
So
amount.
that happened actually on this past Friday night. The Midwest was hit with it was basically March 31st.
April Fools.
March 31st, literally around like between 11:30 at night and like 1 o'clock in the morning. We all got hit with
We got
tornadoes
slammed.
and wind and hail and that includes Illinois, Indiana,
Anywhere in the Midwest, pretty much. Arkansas got hit really bad. Little Rock.
Yeah, Little
got
Rock,
hit.
Arkansas got hit really bad. Iowa was another one
Yeah.
where there was like a tornado mile wide. We actually came close to getting some damage.
Hate when you walk like that.
About how far do you want to say that is?
What are you talking about?
Maysville. How far do you
It's
think
like
that is?
5
Like a couple
miles.
miles?
5 miles.
5
About
miles?
5, yeah.
5 miles down the
Yeah.
road is where we had a.
Salt.
He's just looking around. He's fine.
No, he was biting at your stuffed animal.
About 5 miles down the road, we had. I don't think they called it an actual tornado, but the damage kind of represents a tornado. Down the street, there was
Just a lot of wind.
A lot of wind. It uprooted huge trees. Damaged a cemetery very badly.
Yeah.
Barns. There was a horse boarding area that was like torn up. Doesn't look really good. The only damage I personally saw before I drove by that the other day was on my way to work the next day. There were street lights that were out, and I take like a bridge to get to a highway, and that corner right there was a street light just hanging by a wire, and the other one looked like it had just gone a loop-de-loop. And those suckers are heavy.
That's what you get when you get funnel clouds around us, you know.
Yeah,
things
so
just
there
swirling
was
around.
rotation, so it was a good thing I ended my stream. There was at one point. Do you remember
Nothing
what?
happened though in our area.
Not in our
here.
like 5 mile radius, I guess.
Yeah.
Now 10-mile radius out in what's called Harlan, outside of where we are,
Mhm.
there was an actual tornado,
Yeah.
and then south.
I don't think we need to
Indy-
list everywhere where there was a fucking
No, but like
tornado.
south of Indy,
Alex.
there was a tiny
Jesus.
town to the east that was in Indiana that's pretty much non-existent anymore. It's
That happens
completely
in
flat.
South Dakota yearly, by the way, and Missouri, by the way.
Well, it
my
doesn't
family,
really-
my family tells me about these stories all
Doesn't
the
happen
time.
to
Tornado
us.
Alley.
What? Yeah.
Tornado
Well,
Alley.
actually, we found out Tornado Alley is more
That's more
Arkansas,
south, isn't it?
Alabama.
Yeah.
In Texas.
Yeah, a little bit of Texas. Yeah, right
Yeah.
down there. And like Kansas and like South Dakota and Minnesota get the brunt of it, and Iowa
They probably get
because
like, the
they're
big
Midwest
ones.
and they have all the beautiful looking ones. But in Alabama, they look like dust clouds. You wouldn't even know they're there. Like I saw people all of a sudden. I saw videos of people. All of a sudden, there's a tornado at their house. You wouldn't even know because it doesn't even look like it. Like in the
Mhm.
Midwest, you can tell. You
Yeah.
can tell. But when you're farther south, down in like those states, I
Mm-hmm.
don't see it looking very much like the beautiful. I hate saying beautiful.
Yeah. Well, okay.
Photogenic.
The photogenic, like the dangerous ones, but they're out in the middle of nowhere where they're not really damaging
They're
anything
not,
but
like,
farm
yeah.
planes.
Oh, I saw cows in the air.
No, don't tell me that.
Yeah, by the
No,
way, I saw
no, you
videos
didn't.
of that.
No,
Yeah,
they
I
were fake.
absolutely did.
Nope, they were
Oh,
fake.
they were cows.
No.
They were legit. On this day, by the way, 48 years ago, Microsoft was founded.
Wow.
They had 3 employees.
Wow.
Yeah. And then also, 26 years ago today, Doom 64 was released in the United States. I never played Doom 64, but
Did
I
you
played
just say 64 and put the years in the 20s?
26, yes. Yeah.
You're old, Alex.
No.
Pokemon Stadium's coming
We all
to
are.
the Switch Online.
I did say that.
That's coming. That's great. All of our
I
classics.
mean, I did see that announced today, and I'm really excited. Now, I really just want, they got Pokemon Stadium. I really want the classics,
Yeah.
the originals.
The thing is with Stadium, you can't transfer anything from red, blue, or yellow to it right now anyway. Because
I don't
you can't.
care.
There's nothing to
I
attach
want
it
to
to
play the game. That's fine, but I want like red, blue, and yellow to play.
So what I think they're going to do
You're not
is
going to be able to get me off the Switch when that happens.
they're going to release all that later on, and it's going to be connected to Stadium somehow. How crazy
probably.
would
You
that
could,
be?
because
Through
that's
the
the way
Switch,
you
though.
used to be able to hook your Game Boy.
Well, I'm talking about through the
and-
Switch. I'm not talking about through Game Boy. This is a whole new technology that they have to
I know.
emulate.
And I'm saying that's what they're doing. See, I told you she's playing now.
Snickers.
Did she
Got
just
the
run across
zoomies.
the
Yes,
damn
she
hallway?
did.
Yeah.
So I was telling Brett right before the show that we just gave Snickers, our 16-year-old kitty, who's been super arthritic pretty much her whole life. See, I told you.
She's running up and down the stairs
Um,
right now.
We gave her, there was this new injection that came out at the vet for older
can't feel her
arthritic
bones.
kitties. And it's
She's
supposed to be
flying
like
all
this
over the place.
revolutionary pain medication that lasts a month, and it's just an injection. So we gave it to her last month, and 3 days after we gave it to her, Josh wakes me up and goes, "Babe, Snickers is on the dining room table."
Yeah. She was on the table. She was looking at me, meowing at me.
So there was that, and that was only 3 days after the first
I don't
injection.
know if you remember Snickers used to always be on our dining room table.
Not specifically, but
No.
was she meowing at you because she couldn't get down then? Or
No,
No, she was
just
probably
being
like,
vocal.
"Yo, what's up? I made it up here.
Cats,
Look at me."
cats actually talk to their owners,
Oh,
and
they
you have
do.
to actually talk back to them
Yeah.
to be a good owner.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of weird. It's kind of like they meow at you, like, okay, I guess we're having a conversation now.
Well, the second injection we gave was last Monday. So it's been a week. And now, like,
I'm not seeing much
Snickers
difference between last month and this month. to be
Snickers
honest.
is running up and down the stairs now.
Yeah, I saw that
and-
already.
Pixel's like playing
Yeah.
with her. And she's not necessarily running away or hunkering down in one spot going, "Ow, get him off of me." She's like, "Okay, let's go, bitch."
Right.
It's weird. She's got the zoomies at
That's-
16.
That's good.
So it's working. It's
very
great. It's called
short.
Solencia.
Very short burst zoomies, but it's still zoomies.
It's still zoomies at 16.
More
She's
than what
like a
Nymeria
90-year-old
gets.
cat.
Nymeria gets them
In the middle of the
in
day.
the middle of the day. It's
Yeah.
weird.
How far does she go?
I mean,
Not
she.
far.
It's more like she gets the zoomies to play with Pixel. Like
Yeah.
she'll run down the stairs and she has a certain jingle that kind of signals like, "Hey, I've got the zoomies." And Pixel will jump off the couch and they'll run in the fireplace room, run around, tackle each other. You will hear some hissing, and then you'll hear more running, a little hissing, and then when she's done, she runs up the stairs. And that's it.
Right.
But it's working. This Solencia is working.
It's
Makes
very
me
good.
happy.
Well, good. Yeah, she's actually got a lot of energy now. That's
Most energy we've seen in like 10 years
for
from
her.
her.
Yeah, I think she just started getting her. Just as soon as we moved here, she just
Oh, she
aged.
it's set in hardcore for her.
We should talk about John Wick a little bit, because Brett saw it. We
You went and saw it?
Yeah,
Woohoo!
he and Ashley went and saw it. We saw it. It's kind of been out of sight, out of mind for me now for a whole. How long has it been out? A week?
A week?
Yeah, we saw it opening weekend, so it's kind of just
We
been
saw
like.
it on Sunday.
Yeah, we saw it on Sunday as well, right? Was it Saturday? One of the two. It was
I
over the
think you
weekend.
went
Over the
Sunday
weekend.
afternoon, I think is
Yeah,
what you
it was
told
good.
me.
It was good. It was good. Good movie. I liked it better than 3. I didn't like the ending.
Are we doing spoilers?
I don't care. What do you
I
wanna
don't
do?
think we should.
No
With
spoilers,
how many
okay.
people that I know listen to this show, I don't think we should.
So, I think it could be my least favorite of the series.
Okay.
It's too long.
It is
It
very
is
long.
Far too long. What irritates me about that is then it comes out that the original cut was 3 hours and 45 minutes. That's 2 movies.
Where
right
are
there,
you having this?
All the action scenes probably that they shot
which
that they
were
didn't put in.
far too long anyway. So I
Overwhelmed.
really liked the first one in Tokyo,
The fight scene.
the action scene.
Yes, we
Yeah.
loved it. Yeah.
And then
we-
it just
Apparently I loved it
starts to
too.
go
You did.
on and on and on. Now, I mean this always happens, but with any movie series that goes on, but the action is so ridiculous now. that
3
I
had that
just-
great knife fight in that knife shop. That was pretty cool. That
and
collector's
with all the
shop.
glass.
Yeah.
The action is so ridiculous now that it's so unbelievable. No gunman in the world never ever misses in a real life situation.
True.
Um,
How close those fire shots were, like between
true, he is
between me
very
and
close.
maybe not you, but like to the wall, they were like shooting. But like,
It's
how are you
still-
missing?
It still takes a. I mean, every trigger pull is a headshot.
Yeah.
You know,
Not every
or
head
center
pull.
mass.
It was centered then a head. He
Now,
always made sure he
again,
shot him like
it's-
a couple times.
It is a movie, of course. But what I like about the original
Yeah.
John Wick is that it's the closest of the series to what is quite possibly could be reality.
Yeah.
There could be someone who is that good if he trained hours and hours every day, which we know Keanu Reeves did.
He
in
did.
preparation.
Yeah, he did. He did all this
So-
on his own.
You know, and the first one starts with a guy who hasn't done any of that for a long time, and yet
Right.
here he comes right in and he's headshotting all over. I mean, I still love Keanu Reeves. He does great in these movies.
I don't know what they were aiming at for this one.
Yeah, I don't know either. And
Seemed lost.
now the studio's like, we want to continue John Wick.
Because of money.
Of course, because of money, because it's the biggest opening the series
I
has
mean,
had.
I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't know how they're gonna do.
I don't either, especially with the ending, which we
I
won't
have
talk
an
about.
idea,
Well, you
but I
talk
can't
about
share it.
right?
I can't share it on the show. So.
But you know, they're still fun. I just 2 or darn near 3 hours is too long. 2:20 is the tops for that kind of movie.
It was very. I think I fell asleep a little bit. I don't even remember.
I got sleepy in a couple spots. Yeah.
Not intentionally did it
I
bore
have
me,
2
but, man.
complaints.
Okay.
Now that I've had some time to kind of sit on it,
Yeah.
I have 2 complaints. One is I agree with both of you that not necessarily, I don't think it was too long. I think it was the lack of keeping my attention towards like the middle-ish of the movie.
Sure.
It wasn't, I don't think that the length of the movie was the issue. I think it's if you were constant boom, 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 like the first movie or the second movie, you wouldn't have time to think, oh man, I'm bored, or oh, you know, there's too much story and that kind of stuff. So I don't think it was the length. I think it was the lack of action in the very middle of the movie that just kind of made it go whoop and down. And then you had to, and then the ending, I liked it first, and the only thing I can say that I don't like, what I got super excited for is what I'm trying to say, is in the trailers. Of course, this is with the trailers backfire. I love Bill Skarsgård a lot.
Oh yeah.
I love him. He's amazing. But whoever put him in this movie, I feel like they wasted him.
Yeah.
Like, they built him up so much in the trailer. They built him up so much in the movie just for, and I can't spoil anything at the end, but like just for the ending that we got.
I loved that ending. How he kind of outsmarted him.
Well,
That was.
I know, but I called it. It
you know,
was predictable.
unfortunately predictable.
I didn't know it until the third part of that scene.
Yeah.
I'm like, I even said to Ashley in theater,
This is going to happen.
he didn't do this, you know?
Yeah.
Yes, I turned to Josh and I said that too.
I know,
I
I saw
loved
it.
Ian McShane's comment
Yeah.
right before it happened.
Well,
you know?
yeah, I like that as well too. But I'm saying for Bill Skarsgård, I thought there was going to be this
They could
big hash out between
Yeah.
the two, and there's not.
Well, he is not a warrior. He's just.
I know, but he talks his shit like he's.
Well, it's because he's got money and he's
Exactly,
got all
but
the
like
power.
I understand that point
Show
of it,
up,
but
you know.
yeah, show up. Don't throw in your bodyguard for the whole thing. Which, by the way,
Well, he's a coward.
Yeah, he is. What's his face did an amazing job, and I love him, and I love the
Donnie
fact.
Chen?
Yes, and I
Yeah.
love the fact
Donnie
that you
Chen.
pointed out
No,
that
Donnie Yen.
There we go.
that he is one of my favorite characters in
Rogue One.
Rogue One.
Rogue One. Yeah. He
I am the
Fact
force.
that he
The force is with
Played
me.
a blind guy again.
He did an amazing job in this movie.
Wasn't
like
he a blind guy in another movie? I think he was.
In a third movie.
In another movie.
maybe.
I don't know.
And I like the name. I like his
Yeah.
name too in this movie.
What?
Kane.
Kane, yeah.
Is
Yeah.
what we have.
Yeah, the ending for him, we'll see where that goes if they ever do anything. I don't know where they're going to
Did
go
you stay
with
for the
this.
very end?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, credits, after credits.
Yeah, the after credit scene was unnecessary.
It is
No,
what
but
is.
it kind of left like if they didn't have it, you would have those questions like, oh, I wonder what happened to. They were just trying to. Well, I mean, they still left it open.
They really
That
did.
character was the throwaway character for me. I just didn't care.
Yeah.
The blind guy, Kane.
No, the
The girl?
woman, yeah.
Well, yeah, but that leaves it for another movie. That's one thing.
Unfortunately, it does. And that's what they were aiming for.
What I'm guessing will happen is the ending that we were meant to believe is not the true ending.
Not according to what I'm seeing on the internet.
I don't think so.
Nope.
Now I do believe that they planned on this being the final movie, but no movie theater or no movie studio can ignore money.
Nobody's happy with this ending.
Yeah.
Well,
What
at
did
least,
they
at least,
expect? I wasn't surprised at all.
I
yeah.
wasn't okay.
They're
if
not
this
satisfied.
If
That's
this
what
ends
she
up
said.
being the final movie and that's the ending, this is really hard not to do spoils. If that's the end, I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
It
with
wouldn't surprise me if this kind of takes the same route as the Bourne movies, where you have an additional movie without the main character, and then they bring back the main character.
I never went that route. I never finished the Bourne. Like I stopped after 2.
The fourth one was completely forgettable.
Jeremy Renner.
But the fifth one it's called Jason Bourne was good. I thought it was good.
There was a certain scene or part of John Wick 4 that Josh and I both really pointed out that we liked, and it was the first fight scene in Tokyo.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the guys, like the Tokyo guys, have bow and arrows.
Yeah.
There's one guy that's like a bad guy from the United States or whatever that's got stuff like the tack gear on.
They have the suits.
They have the suits, right? So he shoots him multiple times in the head, or he gets shot multiple times in the head, which is like the helmet doesn't work, right?
Right.
Well, then somebody shoots him or stabs him, and then he gets shot in the knee. I don't remember if you know. Shot in the knee, and then falls down, and his body's just hanging up by the knee that's holding him up against the wall. And it just reminded me of like being in Halo or Call of Duty, and your body's just like hanging there in an awkward way. It felt like a video game. And the second fight scene that I really enjoyed with the nunchucks was him and Kane's.
The nunchucks was cool because that's
he did
a weapon
an
he
additional
hasn't had yet.
Yes, he did an additional 12 weeks of training just on nunchucks.
Yeah.
And he did it amazing. He would just throw it around his neck, like no mess ups, none. Yeah. I was waiting for it.
It'd be very interesting to learn how long it takes to choreographer those scenes.
God, I can't imagine.
I can't either.
That's just a lot of work.
Oh. I mean, I really enjoyed the movie.
Choreography. It takes months.
You gotta consider the actual acting, like speaking the line parts is not difficult in this movie.
No.
It's all
action.
choreography.
And choreography is, I mean, it's like a dance, but you have to memorize it. Yeah. And there's so much going on.
Absolutely.
I'll be honest. Okay, I'm just going to state this one thing. It's not really a spoiler, but Winston gets off scot-free way too many times in this series.
He does.
He does.
Way too many times does he get things taken away and brought back. I'm just going to say he's just the luckiest son of a gun in the entire series.
Quite the negotiator.
He's like the John Wick of the Continental. What a motherfucker.
I will say there were two more things I wanted to say.
Plot armor. I don't know.
2 lines or 2 parts in this movie really got to me. One of which being our,
Lance Reddick when he died.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like hearing that.
That's what I was gonna. I wonder if that scene where they go to his gravestone was
put
added
in additional?
afterwards. Yeah.
Yeah. Because they both seemed really.
I wonder if his death was even. There's a spoiler alert. Sorry.
Yeah, it's in the middle of the movie.
It's in the beginning of the movie.
But I wonder if
that
was predetermined before his real life death.
You can't continue him anyway. I mean, you can't continue Lance's character unless.
I mean, if he didn't die, you could.
I mean,
in real life,
I don't know if they would.
He was the concierge.
But people don't like recasting like that.
I don't. Well, that's true. I don't know if they were going to kill off Sharon had Lance Reddick not died.
Because he had a show going, right?
Well, the Continental, there was news that there was going to be a series about it, but I haven't heard anything other than that.
Just
and
that
you
it
would
was on
assume that he
paper.
was going to be in it.
Yeah.
I think this was all shot and done before he died. This was all like.
So you think?
I think it was a coincidence.
You think it? Okay.
I think it was a
Yeah.
coincidence because even afterwards, if you saw in the movie, it does say like in memory of.
Well, I don't. That they can add that digitally.
They
anytime.
can.
That will probably be in the special features when when it comes out.
Yeah.
I feel like it. I feel like it was done prior to, which we
I
we
don't
don't
I wouldn't
know.
be
but
surprised if they took the opportunity to send him off this way because of his death.
True.
yeah.
Yeah.
There was that part that made me upset because I mean it hit close to home because I mean he had just died that week, so I was like,
Yeah.
oh my goodness, and he's a big part of Josh and I's gaming history, being
Destiny.
in Destiny and
Yeah.
a very big character in Destiny. So we paid our respects in the game, just like you saw if you've been on IGN or any gaming news about Destiny. Josh and I and one of our friends, Patrick, went and paid our respects to him at the tower, if anybody knows what we're talking about. So we did that and had a
Yeah.
little peaceful moment, but it was really sad. The other thing was
God, I gotta get that voice thing that
a
I made
line-
out, that video that I recorded.
a line at the end of the movie that John Wick says that got to me and kind of got me teary-eyed. Like, it hits really deep. Is like he turns to Winston. He's like, Winston, yes, Jonathan, will you take me home? And he said, of course.
Mm.
But you guys seeing the movie you know what that means. So other people have not seen the movie. You don't know, but there's a reason for why he says that.
Yeah.
And it really like, ooh, that's deep.
I'm gonna give this movie a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Yeah.
I give it an 8.
I mean, if this
An
is
8
the
I
way,
think is like the lowest of my John Wicks. Actually, no, I think 3 is my lowest. 3 is my lowest.
3, which one? 2?
What?
Oh, 3. No, the third one is the one you don't like.
Yes,
the
I would
most.
put it at 1,
Parabellum.
2, 4, and 3 is how I'd put it.
1, 3, 2, 4.
1, 2, 4, 3.
You do the same thing.
Yeah.
One's always gonna be
I
one.
can,
One's
yeah,
great.
1 I can watch. It's one of those that if it's on,
I think
can
2
just
is
stop
just
what
as
I'm
good,
doing
in
and watch
my
it.
opinion. I like 2 a lot. 2 is
I
really
like 2
good.
a lot too.
Yeah. It ends really
Especially the scene with like, is it's 2 the one with the knife haul where
That's
he's
3.
grabbing it? Is that 3?
That's
Where
3,
he's
yeah.
well. We mentioned that already.
Where
with
he's
the axe and stuff.
Yes,
that's
that's-
3.
that's
Oh
3.
man.
The
Okay, well
glass,
there's
yeah.
that.
Yep.
It was a good movie.
Playing and
2,
watch.
I will say 2 starts great with where he goes to the big warehouse and the Russians sitting in the office listening to him killing all of his guys outside.
Oh yeah, we always forget that guy's name.
I forgot about that.
It's Peter Stormare, isn't
Peter Stormare. Duh. Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
He's in so many movies.
like-
He just sits there at his
it?
desk.
I know he killed him with a pencil. With a fucking
pencil.
Pencil.
I love it. Oh.
Playing and watching. Do you have anything new?
Still going through Ragnarok. My goodness, they did not hold back with the content in this game. Like
There's a lot to it.
I'm doing side stuff and then I'll do the main part and then some more because there's opportunities you can wait to go forward or do some side stuff.
Side
and,
quests. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just I don't know how close I am. I think I'm getting close to the end, but I'm probably 25 hours in.
Ooh, that's a good
Wow.
campaign.
But I'm waiting for just open to see some Super Mega Baseball 4.
Oh yeah, when does that come out?
I don't know.
Oh.
Spring, they say.
Hmm.
Which
Well,
is now.
It's spring.
We've been waiting for Party Animals
Yes.
since the beginning of this year, and no
Mhm.
announcements of
No
anything on
announcements
that.
yet.
Same with Hypercharge on Box. That's a game I'm going to be playing soon on my stream. It's basically like Small Soldiers. But
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Alex and I, we went back to Master Chief Collection.
Mhm.
That's pretty fun. Going
It's
back to
fun.
that.
It's
Yeah.
overwhelming
Playing
when you
some
haven't
SWAT.
played it in a really long time because then
Yeah.
you go on and there's so much stuff.
Quentin even
to
said
unlock.
he's like my ADD couldn't handle it.
Like there's little like alerts everywhere on like your customization, like saying
You
this
can
is new,
customize
this
everything.
is new, this is new. Like you can
in every
customize.
game.
Now you have a stance for after you win. They kind of like on Call of Duty, you have a stance now where it shows your team and you can customize all of it. I'm like,
There's so
oh
much.
my god, there's so much now.
It's overwhelming, and I gotta say that I still haven't checked out everything that they brought into this one.
I
But
do like their new season
guess
though.
what?
It looks good.
Guess what we played? No boots.
Drops.
No boots or drops.
Except when we first got on, we had an issue. But I think it's
It's
just
because one of our controllers was asleep. That's the only issue.
No,
yeah.
when we were trying to restart the game.
Oh,
multiple
that's
times.
connected. That's the library issue, like
Yeah.
connecting to the.
But that
the-
was
yeah,
really it.
That's the big
Yeah.
thing. For watching, do you have anything new? 'Cause
I
we got
started a
few
new
things.
show,
What?
Ozark.
Ozark. We
watched
we
the
stopped watching that.
We didn't even finish the first season.
No,
I think we got like 3 or 4 episodes
What
in.
we quit because Netflix quit on it.
What do you mean?
They canceled the
They had
series.
canceled the series.
Ah.
But they started it back up.
Did they?
Yes.
4 seasons, I think, are
Mhm.
available. So
I can't stand Laura Linney that much though. She's not easy to look at for me.
I like Jason Bateman.
Jason Bateman's great.
He
He's
is
a great
really
actor.
good. What bothers me about the series, and it's kind of a dumb thing, but the episodes are long. They're
They
all
are.
at least 60
They're-
minutes.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
They're anywhere from 53 to 67.
They have 2 kids,
They also
right?
run
2
long.
kids,
yeah. Yeah, that's
Like
right.
Yeah.
they drag a little bit.
Sure.
At least from what I remember.
I think that's why
Um,
we didn't continue with
the-
it.
Until the end.
I think what I like the most is, and it's not necessarily it sounds bad, but the idea of money laundering, and I think I've said it before, it fascinates me.
How people
because
do it.
you see it in a little bit in Breaking Bad.
Mm-hmm.
I know I mentioned that's a big thing in that show Animal Kingdom that I
Yep.
watched on TNT, and now you have this, so it's just kind of interesting. And when you add the cartel, things get crazy.
I don't even remember the story of Ozarks. Why are they money laundering in Missouri?
They had to leave Chicago
Why?
because they killed his partner to start up the series
Mhm.
because his
Remember, it was like they put him in like acid, like Breaking
acid
Bad.
barrel. Him and
I
his
don't-
fiance.
It was like the first episode, and it's
I-
like,
It is the
whoa!
first
I'm not
Oh.
remembering that. I just
So,
remember their
it's
house.
it's like
Jason-
a attention grabber.
Jason Bateman and his partner had an accounting firm, and they have been money laundering for like 10
His partner
years.
was. He wasn't.
His partner was skimming,
yeah.
and so they killed his partner and said, "Hey, you have to do this," but they had to get out of Chicago. So his partner had said, "Hey, this is an area we need to check up on developing because it's kind of
Developing.
it's
Yeah.
just kind of run down. I don't know if run down, but it's small,
Yeah.
and there's tourists every summer with
Yeah.
heavy cash."
Yeah.
So he's like, "Okay,
So they open up
we're
a
going down
restaurant,
there.
right, or a boating.
They buy a
place.
lodge, and
Yeah.
then they buy a few more businesses and start."
We didn't get to the few more
laundering money.
businesses part yet. We got
did- wait,
one
what?
location.
Yeah, that's
they
true.
bought the one
because
location.
that comes later.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they bought one location, and then what's her face? Some girl.
The one who was local there, right?
Ruth,
I don't
the
remember.
blonde, the
yeah.
curly-haired blonde Ruth.
Yes, she's a freaking beast, man.
Yeah,
She's scary.
it's a good show though.
How far are you in?
I am a little over halfway done of season 2.
Oh wow, you
Oh,
went
damn.
hard on that one.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. Alex and I finished up South Park
Last night.
last night. The
Season
season
finale.
is over. They only did 6 episodes. Would you consider that binging if you watched all 6?
In how many days?
What?
It was
In
like
how
a
many days?
Well, we didn't.
It
We
was
didn't
like-
binge them.
Well, we didn't.
I'm just
binge
saying
it,
if 6
but it
episodes.
came out like once a week.
Yeah,
I would say if you watched 6 episodes in one sitting, that's binging.
that's binge.
Even
yeah.
though they're like 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
South Park. Yeah,
I,
that's like 3 hours.
binging is always about quantity, not about
Length of
Oh, yeah.
episodes.
Exactly.
So, 6 episodes for this season of South Park. They used to do like 20.
I would say. So it was only 6.
Yeah.
When
Wow.
COVID happened,
Trey and Matt are just, they
Busy.
got all this money and they're just cool with laying back and doing it when they feel like it right now.
Well, and at this point, why not? You
I
know,
get it. They've
Well,
been doing it for 20
they
some
were
years.
all the way
Yeah.
up until right when COVID happened. They were
They were
They were
consistent.
consistent. They were pushing shows out, and then COVID happened, and then they were putting out specials because people couldn't work and
well, at this point, I'm sure they negotiated with Comedy Central. Hey, we want this amount of money, and we'll give you this many episodes, and
Right.
they're gonna say,
oh yeah,
sure,
Yeah.
because it's South Park, and they've been airing
Agreed.
their episodes for 20+ years, like you say.
they have so much on the back burner they can be using for episodes that for sure is
This
the
last one,
truth.
they brought Garrison back into doing Trump things. That was weird.
It was.
I thought they were over that.
It was, but at the same time, it's all about spring break and
Oh, they did go to spring break.
yeah.
They went to Myrtle Beach.
They went to Garrison went to Myrtle Beach, but
Yeah. Stan and Tolkien, they played Warhammer.
Warhammer.
While Stan's dad's bringing all the chicks and getting drunk at the
Stan's
house.
dad's like, bro, it's spring break.
Spring
Like
break.
Stan's dad and Shelly went on vacation somewhere, and he's
Stan's
or not, or
Shelly and Sharon went on vacation.
Shelly and Sharon went on vacation, and Stan's dad's like, bro, we're gonna get some babes and drink and stuff. And he's like, wait, can I invite Token over and we play 4K or something at 40K?
40K.
He's like, sure. He's like, wait, you know what 40K is? Like, yeah, I know what 40K is. You can play it all, or you can do it all week. And he's like, I won't tell. Saying like he thought it was like 40K was like drugs or something. Yeah, sure, let's do it. So he invites Token over. And they set up Warhammer on the kitchen table, and he's like, bro, what is this? Because they're opening up books and say, I rolled a 6, so that's 6 plus damage to like this
They have
minus
a whole
something.
script going on.
A whole
and
script and
yeah.
everything, and Stan's dad's just sitting there like, what are you
Bro.
guys even doing? Like, it's spring break. Don't you guys want to get babes and drink? And
I gotta say, 4 out of 6 episodes this season were great. There was a
say
couple
so,
that were
yeah.
down, but
I don't know. It was.
yeah.
I thought this episode was really.
They're gonna be
good.
doing a couple more specials too.
I loved him saying goodbye to Shelly.
Hey, bye, Shelly.
Bye, Shelly. Love you.
Alex and I, we went back to wrestling. We've been doing the pay-per-views.
A little
and
news with the WWE too.
There's a lot of news with WWE. They merged with the UFC, and they don't really have an official name.
When did that happen?
Monday.
Oh,
Yeah.
news to me.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Happened right after Mania.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
That's
a lot of crazy
big.
stuff. Vince McMahon is back in the limelight doing a lot of the story work, and you can tell because of what happened last night at Raw and what happened at Mania. Mania's
I saw a headline that said that Roman Reigns is the best ever. I'm like, what?
he has held the belt for 947 days now.
Really?
Yes.
It's just because there's no other talent worth pushing.
Oh,
Oh
he's-
no, there is.
He's squandered him.
There's a storyline
there may
going on
be,
right
but
now.
they're the powers that be aren't pushing them.
No.
Cody Rhodes was the main event against Roman Reigns for WrestleMania, and that kind of fell to where people weren't happy. I was happy because I think there's too much story to deny
Is
Roman Reigns winning.
Roman Reigns a heel?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like-
Oh,
yes.
he is
He's
a
been a heel for a
heel.
while.
He,
Yeah.
Does he embrace it though?
Yes,
Okay.
a lot. He's an asshole.
You love to hate him.
Yes,
Absolutely. He's now I like him. Like
does
I was
a
like
very-
I was sitting there this whole Mania match. I was like, he better win. He
you
better
do.
win.
He's a
There's
very
too much
good
there.
heel.
There's
he's
too much there.
He's really worked on his. He does way better as a heel
He
than
says
a baby
3
face.
things. And then he gives the microphone to Paul Heyman, who is now his advocate. He says the location, and then he says acknowledge me, and that's it. And then he hands the microphone over, and it's his line. Like he's like, hey, acknowledge me being the
He's-
champion of
he's the
champions.
tribal
So he
chief.
doesn't do promos?
Oh, he does. He
He-
talks in the backstage and everything. He does fine. He's
He
better.
does.
He's
does
a lot better
fine.
than he ever has.
But
been.
he definitely uses Paul Heyman.
Yeah, Paul Heyman is like scared of him the whole time. He's always like bowing his head. Yes, tribal
Yes,
chief.
yes, tribal chief.
chief.
He
And
does
so-
such a great
So,
job.
do you remember Umaga?
Is
Big
he the
guy.
big fat guy.
Big guy had like the
Samoan.
grill.
He had the
and-
grill and the
Yeah,
face
yeah, yeah.
paint. His is it his brother or son? I don't.
I want to say it's his son.
I want to say it's his son.
Yeah.
Solo is part of Roman Reigns' crew, so they're all in the family, like the Rock's family. That's what Roman Reigns has with the Usos as well. So that's the tribal family. He's the tribal chief, and they're all like the tribe. So that's a good faction they've got going on right now.
Are the Usos part of it?
Yes,
Yes,
and they are assholes.
They are. See, and they make
And they're
very
good.
heels as well. But I really enjoyed them as like the fun.
That's what you have the New Day for.
I know.
You don't need Usos.
I know.
to
I
do
don't
that
need the
too.
Usos and the New Day, but I.
No.
Okay, the Usos are doing very well, but I love them so much. I don't want to hate them.
Wasn't Cena there?
Mm-hmm.
He
He
was
had a bad match.
bad.
Bad as in
He did not do good. You
Okay.
could tell he's
you
rusty.
can tell he
rusty.
hasn't
He
wrestled.
faced a guy who's been wrestling practically every day of his life. His name's Austin Theory, and this guy is chiseled. And he's the
Chiseled.
United States.
He looks like a young John Cena.
I think he's the United
Austin
States.
Theory.
Austin,
Austin
Theory.
Theory.
He is. Oh,
I don't see
He's
why
got the
people don't
moves.
like them. To be honest,
he's a story heel.
oh,
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know why, because I thought he did amazing.
Story
he looks
heel.
great.
You got to boo him because he does the mean things.
Okay.
John
All right.
Cena got him over clean and everything. Brock Lesnar had a match against the 7 foot
Oh my God, I
4
love him.
giant Omos.
Omos.
Brock Lesnar got thrown like a suitcase.
Dude, 7 foot, like 400 and 500 pounds.
Lesnar
or
still
something.
won, but
Like he literally picks Lesnar up and just throws him like he doesn't weigh anything. And even Brock gets up and like was like
Whoa.
he kind of like laughed like, "Geez, I haven't been thrown like that in years."
Good time.
Is Lesnar full time now, or does he just go?
Kinda,
I think
yeah.
whenever
he's
he
back
wants to?
now because of what's happening.
pretty full time. Yeah, on Raw
Is
he
he a belt carrier of any?
No,
Is
no.
he a headliner? Top of the card, I mean.
I mean, I would
Yeah.
consider him like half a headliner.
Yeah,
like
people
he's
still go crazy for him.
yeah.
Yeah, he's still. There's two things you want to do for WrestleMania. You want to either open WrestleMania or close WrestleMania. So
Right.
he
He
opened
opened.
WrestleMania for night. Crap, was this
Two.
night two? Yeah.
Night 2, and it was
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah,
It was a very good match.
It was a good
Very
match.
good. He took the 7-footer and he did German
Did
suplexes.
you watch all of WrestleMania?
Yes.
Was
Yes.
it worth the
Yes.
what is it, an 8-hour?
Yes.
It's
commitment?
2 night.
2 nights.
Right.
You watch night one, night
4
two.
hour and
Yeah.
1 night, and 4 hours 2 nights.
It's worth it. Yeah.
I'd
They
actually
split
say
it
this
pretty
was
well.
probably one of the better
It's
WrestleManias
better
we've
energy
seen.
that way too.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Where
you
was
get,
it?
L.A. They had it at the new
SoFi?
stadium. Yeah, it was beautiful there.
Mhm.
What
And
was
in
the
fact-
attendance like?
Well, they had 86 the first night and 80 something the second night, and they
They
combined them.
it.
they said
Okay.
we got 160 some thousand people. You can't do that.
No, you really can't, because
Yeah.
most likely the majority of that crowd were the
Is
same
double
people.
tickets, right?
Right.
Exactly.
If you could afford it.
That's
The main event for was, they pushed Cody Rhodes to be this big guy, and they're, I don't know, it's this whole thing is, I don't know where it's gonna go.
I like Cody when he started. I'm still not a fan. I'm not a fan of Roman. I'm not a fan of Cody. So I was kind of like, they did an amazing match. They're
Yeah.
very good wrestlers, but
Right.
they are not like. I will say, who's the guy that I like right now?
You got to be more
There's
specific.
two guys that are like cruiserweights, basically. Like they just do
you
flips
love
and shit.
Ricochet.
Ricochet, and then there's another dude,
He's on the
the something
the Street
squad
Profits.
or Street Profits. I like the Street Profits, but it's one of the guys.
something Ford. Is it
Montez Ford.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's great.
Both of those guys, like, they get me at the edge of my seat. I
Alex,
like them so
you
much.
need to see what Vince McMahon looks like today.
Do I really? What the hell? I thought that was a meme earlier.
That's real.
That's really him.
That's him.
That's dyed hair.
Well,
Dyed
yeah.
eyebrows.
He's-
I'm
I
sure,
thought somebody made
I'm sure
like
he's had work done.
Photoshop.
Vince McMahon, then, now, forever, right?
I thought somebody photoshopped that.
That's real.
That's real. I was scrolled through Facebook and I saw that. I was like, no, that's fake. Wow, Vince.
Who told him that looks good?
He did.
He doesn't care.
No, he doesn't.
Can you?
Speaking of McMahon's, the second night we had
Oh yeah.
Shane McMahon comes
Okay,
out.
no. Let's talk about that in like the basis of that. So it's The Miz and Snoop Dogg are hosting WrestleMania, and
Great
Snoop
combo.
Dogg, holy cow, this story that we're gonna tell, phenomenal job.
Phenomenal job.
This isn't his first time in the ring.
Oh no.
It doesn't matter the way he pulled
It's
together.
what happened
So
and what he
so
did.
he's like, so The Miz is like, oh, you're not gonna fight me or whatever, and then he's like, well, I'm gonna bring in my own guy, and so he brought in Shane McMahon. Shane McMahon and The Miz start a match. They start for 30 seconds. Shane McMahon does a pop up and pulls his quad.
Oh,
like it tries to stand up and
You
it
can tell it's
he
out.
was a limp noodle. Like he hurt himself, and Snoop Dogg immediately kind of looks and sees the situation like, okay, I'll take over.
and he
and
took
just,
over and did the match.
It actually made us think that was for real. Like, oh, he's not really hurt. That was just part of the skit. But he legit was
well,
hurt.
I mean, The Miz is a veteran. He'll take care of him in the
The
ring.
Miz didn't do anything. He was knocked out.
The Snoop Dogg did it.
Well, who was he fighting?
The Miz.
The Miz.
But The Miz was down. Snoop Dogg came. He's like, okay, well, I'm in the match then.
Yeah,
So
he just
then
kind of came and he's like,
He pinned
He
him?
wasn't scheduled to. Yeah.
yeah,
He
he,
did
did
the
a
people's
people's
elbow, and he did it.
bounced off the ropes.
He's an
and
entertainer. He knows what
It
to do in
doesn't-
front of
he
the crowd.
did. He took the situation.
Triple H even said that any pro wrestler would have stopped.
would have stopped and went,
Oh, he's injured. We can't
he's
continue.
injured. What do we do? Even Edge fucked up.
Oh yeah.
During when Finn Balor got his head split open in the Hell in the Cell match, even he was like grabbing stuff and was like acting like he was mad, but he was like, he saw that Finn was gushing
They
blood.
stapled Finn's head together.
He had like
gash.
across. He had a ladder thrown at his face, and he didn't do a stop
He didn't block it proper.
He did not block it properly, and it split his head
I'll
open.
get this off the screen for you, Alex. You seem distracted.
He split his head open, and even Edge during that time was like, and it was Hell in a Cell because so he's like going under the table or under the ring, and is just grabbing stuff and throwing it and trying to go over to
keep the match going.
Keep the match going and keep the entertainment. But even he's like not selling it. Like he's like, oh wow, I don't think this guy's gonna get back in the ring.
I had to climb the Hell in the Cell and maybe got the crowd involved or something.
But even he just kind of like, oh shit, what do we do? Because the show's got to go on, and it's a Hell in the Cell match, so it's not like he can leave the cell.
That was weird seeing Hell in the Cell at WrestleMania as well too.
But it was good.
Yeah.
Edge's entrance
still gets me.
Phenomenal.
He came out in the Brood.
Phenomenal.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, it was amazing.
I was like, if I see the Brood, I'm gonna poop. He comes out in the Brood, just him though, and then he does his actual Edge on this day. And he got all the pyro and everything.
He looks amazing. He's wrestling amazing. It was
you can
just
tell
like
he's really bulked up his shoulders.
Oh yeah. Well, he's got to protect his back.
He's protecting his neck and back there.
Yeah.
You can tell it. So I got to give this WrestleMania like an 8 out of 10. It was an entertaining one, and I'm gonna watch the pay-per-views. I'll continue. I'll keep going. I'm not hating it, but you're not liking the title scene right now for Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes right now, because no one knows what's going on.
No one knows what's going
There's
on.
There's no absolute
when
path
they feel
right now.
like they have talent to push, they'll use Roman to get him over.
Right.
Probably.
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. You don't
or
need to...
Brock.
There's no win there to make it Brock again.
No.
Brock is more like, I feel like, an initiation wrestler.
Do you know that Brock Lesnar once threw the title at Vince, right?
Once threw it?
At Vince after the match. Okay, let me tell you about this. WrestleMania. It was actually WrestleMania. Oh gosh, this is one of them that I think we watched where Lesnar won.
Sure.
And he didn't want to win. He went back into the right behind the curtain, threw the title at Vince McMahon. Like he doesn't want to be that. He wants to just get his job.
He just wants to come in and do some stuff.
It was the Universal Championship anyway. Nobody likes that belt.
Nobody likes that belt.
When you hold the highest title, you're technically the face.
True.
I get it. Yeah.
He doesn't want to be the face. That's why he has Paul Heyman, or had Paul Heyman, to do it for him.
Right.
So, but yes, I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Lots of memorable matches. I have some favorites after not watching it for a long time, and I walked in and
we were gone
all of a
for
sudden
3
I was
years.
like, wow, I like this guy.
It felt like we didn't miss a beat. Nobody's gone that we missed, and nobody.
I know, but what I'm saying is, like, the new people, I feel like it's hard for a seasoned person to come in, like a viewer to come in and be like, oh man, we got these new people. I don't know who anybody is.
You know who you hate.
I know who I hate, which is a good thing. Means they're doing it right. But,
No. You hate Natalia Hart.
Oh my! I've never liked Natalia.
So she comes out, and I'm just like, oh, you would love to hate her.
Yeah. We also had Trish and
Lita.
And Lita came out, and they were wrestling fine. Yeah. So
never missed a beat. Lita was a little rusty.
A little bit.
She's women's tag team champion.
True. But I have these new guys that I'm like, holy shit, I want to see them in the ring a lot more, because these guys are huge, and they can't stop doing somersaults in the air. I don't know how they're doing it.
What do you think of the Logan Paul match? Seth Rollins.
I don't want to talk about it. I don't like Logan Paul.
What about Seth Rollins? He did a good job.
Woohoo!
Right?
Yay! Good job.
You cheered for Seth Rollins. And he comes out in this red coat.
The first time ever in my life I've cheered for Seth Rollins, because I fucking hate Logan Paul. I've hated him before he wrestled. I hated him before UFC. I just did not like him as a YouTuber, and now he's just doing what he does best, making people hate him.
Let's talk about Sicario.
Yeah.
Movie Club movie of the week, or 2 weeks ago.
Why did you pick this one?
Because I saw a TikTok about how this movie hits really hard and well and does a good job in its action and drama, and I kind of agree. It kind of had a little bit of a realism to it. I got so mad at Josh Brolin and Benicio del Toro's character the entire time because they're assholes.
Well, read the thing.
So here is the synopsis of this movie. When they find a frozen
Not it.
Wrong.
That was not it.
That was Encino Man.
That was Encino Man.
When they find a frozen. Wait a second.
An idealistic FBI agent is enlisted by a government task force to aid in the escalating war against drugs. at the border between the U.S. and Mexico. That's a real vague description, but yeah, it's an FBI agent starring Emily Blunt, Josh Brolin, Benicio del Toro, Victor Garber, Danielle Kaluuya, and John Bernthal. Want to make sure I get that one in there too. There's a few others that are big names, but this movie came out in 2015. There's already a sequel starring Josh Brolin and Benicio del Toro.
Day of the Dead, right?
And no,
Sicario, Day of the Dead.
it's not called Day of the Dead. It's Day of something, but it's not that.
Well,
Day of the Soldado.
Oh, okay. My fault.
Does that mean dead?
No. Benicio del Toro's character, his last name is
I think
Soldado.
Oh, that's right.
Muerte is
Yeah, something like
dead.
that.
Dead, yeah.
in
So no, it
Spanish.
wasn't Day of the Dead. But no, I can see why you would think that because it says Day of the, and that's what I thought was Sicario. Because
Yeah.
but it has those two in it. I didn't even know it was sequeled, and they have a third one in the works.
So this movie
What'd you think?
is something I should like, and I didn't dislike it, but it was kind of anticlimactic for me.
It's kind of like one of those go along for the ride.
I felt the way Emily Blunt's character felt the entire time. 'Cause I
Lost, confused.
I didn't understand what their game was here.
Yeah.
Using her?
And they purposely didn't tell her, and they didn't tell the audience either.
She's by the book. That's why.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you can
But
see
then I'm
that.
thinking, if she's just a team leader on the FBI, why do they even need her? They got Delta. Do you guys know who Delta is?
No.
Delta is like the top tier special forces in the army. They are
Well, we find out why they needed her.
rumored to be. Yes, we did. I was getting that.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
They are. Most people would tell you that they are better than the SEALs because the SEALs are, by some former Delta people, they think SEALs are the pretty boys that like to talk about what they
They're
do.
glam.
Delta does not talk about what they do. Like
Ah.
if you meet somebody who's in Delta, they do not say, "Yeah, I was in Delta," or they
Hmm.
don't talk about it, and they don't.
They
They
don't
don't
talk
want
about
to.
Fight
No.
Club.
They don't want
so
to.
when I heard them say, "Oh, they got Texas Rangers and Delta," I'm like, "Whoa, they got Delta. That's a big deal."
Okay.
So, but then yes, you find out that they needed Emily Blunt and her partner because they can't operate internationally unless they have a domestic agency attached to the task force. So
Yeah.
that's why they were able to go into Mexico. Now, the scene where they go in with the SUVs, extract the first guy and bring him out, that was intense.
I love that.
That
I
was
love
the
that
best
entire
scene of the
scene.
movie.
intense.
Oh yeah, I loved it. Well, them going in those two cars like on that bridge,
Yeah.
that was nuts.
And how they
Doing it in Mexico.
immediately put up their guns when they saw these vehicles. Didn't
Yeah.
even know if there was a gun yet,
Yeah.
but they were ready.
Mhm.
I love the scene, that shot where they were going into Mexico entirely, where they had that
Where
drone
they're-
or
Yeah.
camera
the
shot that
drone
was
going
all of them
through like
those
border patrol and
passings.
stuff.
And they're just like, that's what our federal government would do, is they just go right through just like that. That's kind of crazy thinking of that, They're
And then
just
they
all those
had the
passings.
Major escort from the Mexican police, which
Yeah.
you never know if they're on the take or not. And they had saws mounted to the bars on the back of the trucks. That's
Yeah.
heavy duty stuff.
If the second one is not about that policeman's son, then the third one needs to be.
The policeman that was working for the cartel that got shot at the end.
Oh yeah.
That was a very sad moment.
That was. I was actually like,
I hope he lived. I
Well,
really hope
you
he
know what?
lived.
I will say like I did not like who's the guy that kills everybody? What's his name?
Benicio del Toro.
But I know what's his character's name.
Alejandro.
Yes, Alejandro. I did not like I hated him. And up until you hear while she's in the tunnel, like the pit, and he goes, he won't stop until he finds the person that cut off his wife's
wife's
head
head.
and put through his daughter into a vat of acid.
Mhm.
And I was like, dude, fucking go kill him.
Yeah, at that point,
And I was like, now I'm rooting for
It
you.
was
that NDA scene was that was intense. At the end, where he was in
Where
her
she's
apartment.
trying to make her sign that paper.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The non-disclosure agreement saying that all this stuff was
It's
done,
done by the book.
you got to sign it or I'm going to kill you.
It's
One other
nuts.
thing, just to emphasize the Delta point. All the Delta operators wore sunglasses, hat, and had something covering their face. That's the way they operate. You
Okay.
don't know who they are.
Oh.
Okay. I don't know anything about the Deltas.
I've even tried to look it up. They just don't talk about it. Not like they do. Documentaries will go in length with the Navy
Well, because they
SEALs.
don't want you to know what they do.
That's exactly right.
The thermal vision shots, those were great, by the way.
Oh, yeah,
All
they
the
did a
thermal
great-
and the night vision.
in the tunnel. Yeah.
They were actually filmed with thermal vision cameras and were not added in post production. So that was actual thermal.
Wow, so that's what
thermal
it looks
production.
like.
Yeah, that's what actual thermal looks like.
Interesting.
I was hoping to see more John Bernthal, but
Oh, he's
He's
I don't
friggin'
know.
asshole.
He doesn't deserve
No,
the
he didn't.
screen after what
I
he
didn't
did.
know he was a bad
Dude,
guy.
the fucking wet willy part.
Get off! Get out! Get out!
Dude, I will say that's gotta hurt though what he was doing. I'm like, all I could think about though was like, you
Grinding
just stuck
finger.
your finger in that dude's ear.
You think he
Hard.
cares
Gross.
after everything that he's gone through?
Yeah.
I know, but he
he,
even like licks his finger and sticks it in there. Like, it just really grossed me out.
Yeah, he beat the crap out of him.
Emily Blunt was not supposed to hit her head on the tunnel with that helmet. It was actually
I
left
knew it!
in
I
to make
kn-
it seem like she was less
I freaking
knowledgeable
knew
in
it.
the mission.
I
Was
freaking knew
trained.
it. The way that she hit it, it was almost like the Star Wars,
Star Wars
part
one,
where they
yeah.
go dung.
While Benicio del Toro's character is frequently silent in the movie, he initially had more lines. In the original script, the character explained his background several times to Kate, and that gave him them information about who the guy was, and it felt a little stiff to have someone you just met 15 minutes ago suddenly telling you what happened to him and who he is. So they kind of wanted to
Okay,
leave it
so
a
there-
mystery. They
alright.
cut 90% of what del Toro was originally intended to say by the screenwriter.
Well, I kind of like that, and I get why
Gives
they
him
did.
a mystery.
He's a mystery guy.
Kind of,
So that way we are watching the movie through
her.
her
Yeah.
eyes.
I was
Mhm.
a little confused the way he stood in front of Guillermo,
Yeah.
and they really didn't go any farther into the torture that he did. But he
well, it's use your imagination
literally
kind of thing.
stepped right up into him.
Mhm.
Well, and I
Like,
think that
He's
is
uncomfortable.
That's
you know,
full
that's-
on
that's a-
intimidation.
that is a. I felt like that was very much reminded me of like how apes and stuff kind of like
Square up.
square up to each other, and you know who's it gonna be, or saying like
He took that 5-gallon jug, so you got to assume they waterboarded him.
probably yeah. I mean, why else is the water there?
This is after Emily Blunt filmed. When they started filming, 4 months after Emily Blunt had her first daughter Hazel.
4 months.
4 months.
Oh, damn, she looked great.
Yeah. Having just completed Everest, an exhausted Josh Brolin turned down this film. Cinematographer sent him an email imploring him to join the project since it was so uncharacteristic of Deakins to take the stand. Who's the cinematographer? Brolin changed his mind. He thought it was out of character, so he actually was like, "Oh, okay, I guess we'll actually do it." The cinematographer was inspired by the photography of the U.S.-Mexico border. Photographs of it. That's what made him write this movie.
The ending is very deep, I would say, like when the kids are playing soccer and then he kicks the goal or tries to kick the goal, I guess, and then they just hear like the guns firing, they pause,
that
they realize
looks back.
they
yeah.
realize, oh, the gunshots aren't for me, and then they continue
I
playing.
mean, I've said it many times before, but this movie didn't do anything for making me want to actually go to Mexico. I didn't want to anyway, but I'm like,
And where they were
Mexico
at was not
can have
exactly the
Mexico.
vacation
I'll
parts of
just stay
Mexico.
on this side of the fence.
Right.
I know. I still would love to go to Puerto Rico. I would love to go to Cancun.
The border crossing scene was one of the most complicated parts of production. It took so long to shoot that, and a full-scale replica of the Juarez border crossing was built.
Wow.
Shooting at the
Oh.
real location would have required days of road closures, which
Yeah.
would not have been practical.
Damn.
Yeah. I believe
Huh.
that.
Wow. The final raid scene when Benicio del Toro's character is invading the mansion alone, he throws caution to the wind after he sees the family eating across the lawn. If you notice, this is because his radio control with aerial support is telling him that 6 remain
6
after
remain.
shooting the henchmen in the
And
hallway.
then he sees how many are at the table.
Seeing the family of 4 and the single house
Made.
made, he realizes the coast is clear. There's still one missing though, but whatever.
This is a big place. Could have been
That
on
was
the
a
other side
scene.
of the
That was a scene.
property.
man. Alex and I said that if Benicio del Toro wanted to be more of a cruel man, let the guy live longer
Right.
after what he did.
I mean, it is a movie though, so it's not like we're gonna wait there for 10 minutes. But
they could have done a thing.
I think it says more to watching him execute his kid, his wife and sons,
Yeah.
and then kill him.
Right.
Let him see it. I mean, that's pretty hardcore.
Emily Blunt and Benicio del Toro both appeared in The Wolf Man in 2010. At the end of this film, he tells her to move to a new town because this is now a land of wolves and she would not survive here.
Wow.
He said the same exact thing
Yeah.
at the end of this one.
Yeah.
Or close enough.
Right. Emily Blunt was sick from food poisoning while filming in Mexico that she required IV fluids between takes just to make it through her scenes.
Wow. Well, it's probably hot as can be.
Well,
And that too.
I was gonna say, yeah, hot and food poisoning don't work well.
Have you had
together.
food poisoning?
I mean, so.
I've had it at least twice,
I've had it a
maybe
couple
3
times.
times, and it is not
It's
fun.
not good. It's not good.
You feel like you're going to die.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you can from dehydration, but like,
So if they did
Jeez.
a heated thing, that means our footsteps are heated?
Eh?
Does that mean our footsteps are heated then if they did thermal when the guy was
see, I wasn't understanding that part.
That
Because
seemed a
he
little
could
weird.
you could see the guy's footsteps, unless it, because in the desert they say the desert gets very cold.
Yeah.
So, and he was just that warm, then they could see the
Residual heat.
footprints.
What's that?
Residual heat.
Maybe.
Like that's
maybe.
probably what, because I was like, oh, well, maybe he stepped in blood, and I was seeing like blood or something, and I was like, oh no, that's not. That's actual footprints. So I don't know, it's kind of weird.
Right. That's pretty much all the facts I have about this movie. There's a lot of like little ones here and there, but nothing about like the actual, the way the production was done other than that. So, myself personally, I'm gonna give this movie a 7.5 out of 10.
7.
Yeah.
I give it a 7.
Yeah. It's not awful, but I think if I saw it when it came out in 2015, I would have loved it.
Yeah.
Mm.
But
I need
now
to find
that
a movie.
today's films are a little less, a little more action, a little less talk. This one's a little more talk and drama. So,
Yeah.
critics give this one a 92%, fans an 85. So
Okay.
it's pretty high up there. The budget of this movie was $30 million, and the box office got 85.
Okay, so at least it came out
successful,
positive. Yeah.
and did well enough for them to want to do
More.
We do have a list of our movie club movies up on our YouTube channel here.
Oh, you posted it?
Yes,
Oh,
it's
good.
on our channel description. So if you want to check out all of our movies that we've watched for the movie club, we do have a list of it. Most of them are highlighted in whoever suggested the movie. So not all of them, because at one point I was like, who actually suggested this film? Like, I don't know who did. I'm just gonna let that one stay blank. But all the movies that we've watched are on there, and I'm keeping that updated every week.
I like how you
So
color coded it.
that's what I was trying to do, and I lost in the middle. I was like, I don't know who suggested
Mm-hmm.
so and so movie. Like, I don't know who. I don't remember. That was. I've slept since then. I haven't used that excuse at work yet.
I've slept since then.
No, but I've been able to use that. I can only do so much, phrase to my boss on Friday, and she totally laughed and agreed with me. And there's a lot of stuff that I've had to do for this project that I've got going on, which, by the way, has been really nice that they're giving me the opportunity to now work from home about 98% of the month now.
Cool.
So
Yeah.
I'm now back at work 2 times a month.
Which 2?
Okay.
Was the same week?
Doesn't
Doesn't
Just
matter.
have to go in.
Pick it.
Pick
I
it.
would do the first day of the month and the last day of the month. That's what I would do.
Or you could just do.
I
one
have to
week
pick. I
and
have to
just get
pick.
it all out of the way.
Well, I haven't. I'm also losing my office, but
But
whatever.
do you
What are
need
gonna
your
do when you
office?
get there?
I'll have a cubicle on my own,
Okay.
my own cubicle that they're gonna give me. That's on the executive side.
But they're
so.
giving your office to somebody that's actually going to be
They're
there
there
Monday through Friday.
So I'm like,
And Josh has like this big
Yeah,
ass
I mean,
office.
I would give up my
I-
office if I got to stay home all but
Right,
2 days of the month.
right.
So
And so now I'm starting to think of where I'm gonna set myself up here.
Yeah.
Since I'll be working from home, so we're thinking either like the dining room is gonna become my office or some part of the living room.
have you guys seen 13 Hours?
I think so. Is
Which
that the
one
one
was
with
that?
John
John
Krasinski?
Krasinski?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've seen
we saw
that
in
movie.
theaters with you.
Yeah, we watched
No,
it with you.
didn't
I could have
see it.
sworn.
No, I did not see that one in theaters.
Oh,
Oh,
have
well,
you
we
seen
saw
it?
it in theaters.
I've seen it. but
Okay, that's it. That's where there's like that,
That
scene.
movie makes me
there's
mad.
that scene where like things are going off and John Krasinski
out
comes
with
out
his
and he
shirt off.
doesn't have any
Well, that
shirt
movie
on.
deals with a lot of controversy. In
He
it,
also
Sure
he
does.
looks
so-
really freaking hot.
We're not talking about that, Alex.
Have you seen Commando?
That's Arnold Schwarzenegger, right?
Right.
I don't think I've
I
seen that
don't
one actually.
know.
What was the? Let me see.
13 hours, 13 abs is what we should call.
What?
The 13 abs is what you should
13
call
abs?
it.
I don't think so. This looks like just an action fun flick.
It is.
Commando.
Yeah.
When
it's
was it
Arnold
out?
Schwarzenegger in 1985.
1985.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, jeez.
Do you want to watch that one? So we good with
Don't
that?
care.
Yeah.
That's
All
fine.
right. A retired special forces colonel tries to save his daughter who was abducted by his former subordinate. Oh, subordinate, huh?
Yeah. Okay.
Got Arnold Schwarzenegger and nobody.
And nobody else.
Alyssa Milano's in it. Bill
She's-
Duke, we know
She's
him.
the daughter, Alyssa Milano. I've mentioned it before, but in the first John Wick, the guy who cleans up
Yeah.
messes, him as a young man is in this movie.
Oh. Okay.
Okay. Interesting. So yeah, this came out in 1985. Commando, huh? Let me write that down so we have that in the list here. Alex, you have yours ready for next week or next one?
Sure do.
That's good. So anything else you guys want to talk about? I got a couple of things here. What do you got? What do you got? Why are you smiling at me?
Because it's gonna piss Brett off.
Oh no.
Boy.
There was an announcement today from NASA.
What was the
Josh,
announcement?
do you want to bring up the
What's-
NASA announcement?
NASA? Let's just look up NASA.
Do you
and
just
see.
do these because you know it makes me mad?
Well, I don't
No,
think so.
I do it
Is
because
this
I
one?
actually enjoy.
Is it this, Alex? This image?
Yeah. So they announced the first crew in 50 years to go to the moon. Except, guess what? They're not going to the moon.
No.
What they're actually going to be doing at the end of 2024 is they are going to do what Armageddon did. Where I think it was Armageddon, where they go and they're gonna like almost slingshot or travel around the moon and then come back.
Why?
For
That's what all the Apollo missions did. We know that they can do
So-
that.
so they sent a rocket.
Do you know why
up-
we haven't been back to the moon, Brett?
No.
They claim that they destroyed the technology and it cost too much to bring it
It
back.
cost too much to go back. So what they did,
Believe
I
that
believe
if
it
you
was,
will.
I believe it was last year. I could be wrong. Last year, or the year before, they sent an unmanned one around and did it, and then it came back.
Uh-huh.
So now they're sending a manned one there to go around the moon and come back. Then a year later, they are actually doing a moon landing mission with 2 astronauts, and they're going to actually land on the moon and do things on the moon. So, but yeah, they announced the crew and everything today and said, there's our crew.
Artemis.
Artemis.
I don't understand why, but
Because
okay.
it's fun,
I mean,
and we're humans, and we can go do that.
It just, I don't like why.
Brett, in our lifetime, we're going to be able to watch what our parents didn't get to watch because they were too young to watch it.
My parents weren't too young.
No, I don't know.
19
My dad would
69?
have. My dad would have been. My mom and dad would have been like
My dad
years
was a
old.
teenager when the
Holy cow,
the
really?
Apollo program started.
Really?
Well, I can't
dad
remember
was
when
born
the
in
Apollo.
the 40s?
I know the Apollo 13 was 69.
Yeah.
So my dad would have been a teenager in 1969.
He was born in the 50s?
54.
Oh, wow. I think
See, my
dad was
parents were born in the 60s.
I think my parents were born in the 60s, too.
So my parents would have been like single digits old.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know how much. I mean, my dad says, I think he said he remembered seeing it on TV, but he would have been really young. This is the first time in our life we're going to be able to do the exact same thing. We're going to be able to watch this live and watch
But
these.
it's been done 40 years ago.
The technology is way better.
60 years ago.
We-
I'm not going to get into the conspiracy.
Whether or not we landed on
Well,
the moon, the
I'm
whole
not
big thing.
suggesting a conspiracy. I'm suggesting they know they can do it. They did it 60 years ago.
But
It
did
seems
they?
unnecessary.
That's what I'm wondering.
Either way, we're doing it now. 50 years later, I'm excited for it. I'm gonna watch it. I might even take the day off.
You know, there's a plot line. I shouldn't say plot line. but there's-
Plotline.
There's a part in Apollo 13, the movie, where they're like, why aren't they broadcasting why aren't they on TV? They're en route to the moon. Like, all the networks dumped us. Nobody cares anymore. That's how much they did it. That
I care.
nobody wanted to air their broadcast because it didn't matter.
Nowadays.
But you also know what this mission is used for. It's practice to go land humans on Mars. Wow, that's amazing.
No, it's not practice.
When you
for
go
that.
outside,
it is not comparable. You cannot compare.
it says right here,
landing
it's a
on the
prelude
moon.
to the Mars exploration mission.
A prelude, not a. That means it's going to happen before. It's not training to go land on the moon or on Mars.
They are shooting humans. They're going to go land on the moon after this mission, and they're going to go, okay, that was easy. Now let's take the information that we just used, sending people to the moon, come back, and then we're going to go to Mars.
Brent, I don't think you.
So
the
technically-
phrase prelude means an action or event serving as an introduction to
Like,
something more important.
This is like
Again,
So
they're
it wasn't
practicing.
necessarily
before.
just happening before. It's
That-
more. It's important
it's
that it's happening
practicing.
before.
Yeah.
They started
There's
this
an importance to it.
prelude in 1968
Yes,
or whatever.
50
it
years
is
ago.
then.
So basically, almost like it never happened because it's 50 years ago. Technology has advanced like full force before until now. So now it's like basically we're starting from scratch, taking the technology that we have now to speed this along to get people onto Mars
So
within
then
the
what
next
have
like
they
5
been doing
years.
for the last 60 years?
Building this shit.
Building and destroying.
You know
it,
how
apparently.
fast what president was it that said we're going to beat the Russians to the moon? They went from that point to landing on the moon in like less than 10 years. You're telling me they need 60 years to learn how to land on Mars?
Yes.
Yeah. Mhm,
Okay.
How
that's
far
what I'm
away
saying.
is Mars?
A long way.
Yeah.
Enough
You
to
try
where you
landing
can't
there.
even see it as an action. You see it.
I'm
the
not
dot.
going there.
There's a dot in the sky and it's red. That's Mars. Versus what you see is like that lamp right there is like that's the moon
We've all
compared to
seen
size.
The Martian, and they talk about the time length.
Yeah. Yeah.
That it
The
takes.
Martian is
I don't
smart, but it's
think
not
the-
100%. It'd be cool if it was.
The problem is not necessarily having the equipment to get there. It's keeping astronauts alive
Right.
the entire way there and then back.
Yeah, so that's the other thing. So let's just say we shoot around the moon, we come back. That's a huge thing.
That's 8
And then we
days,
get to the moon,
Alex.
we land.
8 days to go to the moon and back.
Yeah,
Do you know how many days it takes to get to Mars and back?
probably a lot more. Probably like 24.
Oh,
Days?
They said a couple months.
It takes months.
Yeah, they said a couple
months
months.
to get to the moon.
The prelude to this is you mean Mars, not moon.
That's what I meant.
Yeah. The thing about this is what I think they're just trying to figure out if they can anymore. Like
Yeah, it's more like can't.
Well, they've.
How long does it take to get a mattress? No,
we
that's
do
not
need to
what-
get a new mattress, by the way. We should
Oh.
replace ours.
It's So the number 24, how I said 24 days, is in
24
is in
months?
the is in here. It's 24,000 miles is how long is how fast you have to go to get there in 7 months.
7 months. Wow, that said months.
I thought remember the Disney movie Rocket Man?
Yeah.
I believe it's said in that movie that it's 8 months travel time from Earth to Mars.
Oh,
Oh,
well,
they
it
got
says
it then,
about
too.
7
and that's one
months.
way.
God, how'd they make that movie successful?
So they also have to.
I don't know if it was
I
successful.
feel like we're gonna do this mission, and is if it's successful, like in order to get funding and stuff like that, you have to prove what you're doing is actually gonna work.
Right.
So yeah, they're working on this shit right now, so we can. All right, well, we flew around the moon. We got as much information as we can about shooting like around and getting that velocity with humans on board. Well, now we're going to take 3 of those 5 humans off, and we're going to send 2, which is the next mission, to actually land on the moon. I don't know what they're going to do, but probably get samples and do all the shit that they can while they're on the moon, and then be able to actually get back on the aircraft, shoot it back into space, and come back and land. That's like mind-blowingly cool.
And it's also been done before,
But I didn't get to see it.
decades before.
I didn't get to see it.
Crazy.
I know you didn't get to see it, but
And I
that's
wanna
not
see
the
it.
point.
The point for I'm saying is that we're going to take me and you, we're going to throw ourselves up into space and go, woohoo, I'm on the moon.
No. Well,
I
I'm not.
don't think it matters like how much I try to get him excited for it. It's not going to work.
He's not leaving this planet.
But what if watch 5 years from now we're gonna be having just trips back and forth from the moon? Be like, Brett, you want to go?
5 years from now, try about 25 years.
Well,
from
I
now.
mean-
Even so,
Eh,
in our
let's
lifetime,
let's meet in the middle. Let's say 15, 10.
in our lifetime, there is a huge asteroid coming to Earth. It's gonna blow things up, and we get a free ride because we're the PTOUnlimited podcast, and we get to go to the moon to live there for the rest of our lives. And
It's
Brett's
quite
gonna
a
be
scenario.
like, I'm sitting here.
if we see commercialized space travel in our lifetime, it will be so expensive that we couldn't even think about doing it without being
Standard,
charged.
just standard travel now.
But
is
we're important
getting
because
that.
we have a show to continue.
We're not important.
We have a show to
We have a
continue.
few fans.
I'm sure the people on the moon want a podcast. Hey guys, welcome to the second week
Speaking
on the
of-
moon. It's boring as shit because
Guys.
there's nothing to do here.
In like 3 weeks, we have to do something for our yearly.
I know.
Shame.
Can you imagine that though?
Yeah.
Coming live from the moon.
Yeah, I think I'll
It's
just-
dark
I
again.
think I'll just wait for the asteroid to hit because that's probably going to be more exciting.
You need to
than-
see the movie Don't Look Up then if that's your, actually I think that should be a movie.
That is actually pretty realistic. No
That's
one's
a-
gonna believe it.
Yeah, that's a good movie. to check
When an
out.
when an asteroid is actually coming towards Earth, people are so like jaded right now about what to believe and what not to believe that they're gonna be like, there's an
I
asteroid gonna
just
hit
can't
the
get over
Earth.
Jennifer Lawrence's haircut in that movie.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a
How
little
long-
out
when
there.
did that come out?
It's a Netflix original. It came out like a year ago.
Yeah, I think it was last year.
it's a really good.
It's
movie.
actually
it-
pretty good.
Is it better than that movie with Adam Driver that we watched?
Adam Driver. Oh my god, dude! Can we just not talk about that one anymore?
The
was
train
that
deal
called?
bit. I don't remember.
I want to forget about that
Yeah.
one. I did forget about that
I
one
did
until you just
forget about
mentioned it. I had to think about all the Adam Driver movies I've seen. I've only seen 4. 3 of them are Star Wars movies.
I've only seen 4. 3 of them were Star Wars movies, and then he made this.
He's a great actor.
He is. He did a good job.
Okay,
It was
Alex, I want to
okay.
show you this Xbox controller.
Oh, it's kind of cute looking and looks like something.
It's made out of recycled parts.
Really?
Yes, reclaimed CDs, water jugs, and other controller parts.
Does that mean it's cheaper?
I don't think so, but it is a recycled controller. It's a rechargeable, I think.
Does that mean it's cheaper?
Oh, it comes with a rechargeable. I think that's
it's
a big
literally
thing about
sitting right there as a rechargeable battery.
I think
on the
there's,
screen.
Well, that doesn't mean anything to you.
It may not be, standard. There might be.
Okay.
It's 80.
It looks
something.
exactly like the rechargeables I have sitting.
It's
over
called
there.
a Remix Special Edition, and it's $85.
But it's made out of recycling product.
You're not getting like an elite controller here, man. I mean, what are
Well,
you getting?
Yes, but
It just comes with a rechargeable battery
a
pack.
Design Lab basic controller is every bit of 70. So I mean,
You know what
it's
this
not
means
a-
we're getting, Brett? We're getting Microsoft battery packs. That's actually a big
Ooh.
deal.
I'll just
That
stick,
is.
I'll stick with regular AA rechargeable.
Oh, we run this for.
I will say
bought
after-
for us.
Yeah.
Bragg bought that for us, and that's
Amazing.
probably one of the best gifts ever for a controller is having that deck right there. Because instead of me scrounging around looking for AA's, I'm like, oh look, my deck is right here. I've got 4 batteries I can change, or
How come
three?
since you're at this equipment, why don't you just use a corded controller?
because I hate cords.
But it wouldn't.
It gets in
you-
the way. I hate
She
it.
hates
You're
everything
at a
with wires.
desk.
Doesn't matter when I do this and then my headset, like everything.
She hates that her
I
headset has a
hate
cord.
The
Well,
fact, all right, I
I could
hate being in this
understand-
room
I-
because I see cords everywhere.
I could understand
it.
the headset because it's running down you.
Yeah.
But the
Oh, at her feet. Look at that. I mean, she hates
yeah,
that.
it's a lot of cords.
She
It
is.
just, I hate cords. I'm all for like Bluetooth and wireless, and even though I don't want to work it myself, like
What if we find out in like 10 years that Bluetooth and wireless has caused cancer?
it probably has.
Probably
Everything's
does.
causing
We have only
cancer.
cancer.
signals going through us at all times. It's kind of crazy. Sad. Crazy sad.
Yep. Something's gonna kill us. Something.
Something.
Well, the
eventually.
fact that everybody dies.
True. Unless in our lifetime they fix that.
You know, they are talking about that with Neuralink
A
stuff.
But your organic body will eventually die.
True.
Mhm.
True.
But like you said on last show or the couple shows late or
You
earlier,
might be able to transfer your
your conscience, which I don't understand how.
no, that would be
That's way
that
out
would
of
be mind blowing.
literally blown out of your own head.
you guys are having the greatest conversation.
I am
ever.
really slap happy
Yeah.
right now.
You guys have anything else you want to talk about?
No.
No.
I don't think so. No.
I can save that for later. I think we're hitting we're hitting that time here anyway. So it's been quite a run. Let me get my screen closed here so we can get.
If we can remember next week, I have a very fun fan topic.
Where'd you get that Modern Warfare 2 sweatshirt?
My
Oh,
brother.
it was actually mine.
It's actually Josh's.
Where
it's
is
a
it?
it's on the bed.
Oh,
It's a Christmas present from Jake to Josh,
Yeah.
and I've just been wearing it lately because it's
I don't
lighter
do
and it's
over the head
flowy.
hoodies.
yeah, and he's a bigger like
I'm a
zip up,
zip-up
and I like
hoodie
over the head
person. I'm with you.
hoodies.
I love a zip up hoodie. I will go to
The
any length
Over
to
the
get
head
us up a
hoodies
hoodie
are a
over.
little thicker, and I get too warm.
Well, see that
Yeah.
one is really thin.
They
That's
look
why I've been
thin,
wearing it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Anyways, we should probably get into our plugs here then. So, Alex, if you want to go ahead and plug your Twitch.
Yes, if you would like to watch me game, it's twitch.tv/cute_kitty, KUTE_KITTI. I stream on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday evenings. I have recently gotten back into Master Chief Collection, which is a lot of fun.
Fall Guys.
Fall Guys is just kind of going to be on the wayside for when I don't want to play Master Chief Collection, I think. And then also, of course, I still don't know. I think the only time we're going to play Destiny online is
Off stream.
Online.
You mean
Like on stream, I mean. I think the only time we're going to do that is like for raids and really like important big things where we can do that as a squad. Or like, the Nightfall,
which we'll probably get to eventually one time.
Right? So I think that's it. But Destiny's up there, Master Chief Collection is up there, Fall Guys is up there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As far as my stream goes, you can follow me twitch.tv/Mr. L. That's MISTERL. I was streaming Wednesday and Thursday evenings now, officially, and Saturday morning. I'll continue on with my regular schedule due to my work from home schedule now, and so I'm really excited about that. Been playing a lot of Fall Guys lately. Coming soon, it will be Dead Island 2 and maybe Hypercharge Unboxed here very soon, which is independent game, so that'll be coming up soon on my stream. As far as our podcast goes, we'd like it if you guys hit the like button on this video and be subscribed to our channel. Hit that subscribe button and the bell to be notified for when we're live, which is every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can follow our social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Facebook, PTOUnlimited, Instagram, PTOUnlimited_podcast, and Twitter is at PTOUnlimited. Make sure you guys are following our Discord, checking out the merchandise. I'm wearing our beanie. Pretty sweet. PTOUnlimited podcast beanie. I love it. If you want to follow me on Twitter, it is @Mr. L.
Brett_wings.
Cute_kitty.
I do not have a final note.
We do.
We do? Oh,
Yeah.
Are you going to talk about it?
I am.
Okay.
So, Alex and I are officially announcing a new project coming soon. She and I are going to be hosting a podcast called the Couples Night Podcast. It will consist of relationship conversations and experiences. We request a mature audience as it will be a not safe for work content and personal. So parents beware. Listen at your own risk.
Parents
we haven't
and
decided
family.
where we're going to do the uploads yet. We haven't even done a podcast episode yet.
No,
we
we
have an
just-
Instagram and a Twitter. You can follow us.
Yeah.
But I'm serious. We're gonna be talking about stuff that you might not want to hear, mom and dad.
Plug your
So,
ears.
Yeah.
Or don't listen.
Or just
don't
listen. But that's
There's just
coming
something
soon.
fun that we want to do on Couples Night.
We've been seeing a lot of people doing like couples have podcasts, and we're like, well, she and we have conversations.
We do. It's not going to be long.
No, we're looking at half hour
Yeah.
long tops. If you know how we can get into long
I know,
conversations,
but like our structure, we're still going.
we haven't
to,
even
we're
made
going
it.
to.
yet.
Yes, it's literally just announcing, and we
Just
haven't even
announcing
announced
that we don't
when
even
we're
know
gonna
when we're
do it.
starting it. So
Yeah.
where we're recording it, what we're recording it on, or anything like that. So we just started it up. There's not really a whole lot we're going to do with current events on that unless it's something specific that we can relate to personally with our own relationship. That's what that's going to be there for. So that's what that podcast is going to be for. So you guys have anything else? Is it? No? All right. We'll get out of here, guys. We'll catch you guys in the next one. See you next week. Bye.